Oh, no.
You ready for this?
It's one of your jokes or a joke that you're just retelling?
It's a joke that I came up with ChatGPT today.
Your best friend?
Yeah, my best friend.
Yeah.
He's really cool. What do you call a couple that starts a podcast together?
Broke.
Microphonically engaged.
Oh. It's good.
Yeah?
You love it.
I love it. I thought it was good.
There's
Great.
a big smile there, babe.
Yeah, great dad jokes. Great dad jokes comes from here. And that's why it's I love you in everything.
Some people would find that difficult to hear. I love you and everything, but we put a whole new meaning on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember exactly what happened? You want to tell the story?
See, I have a bit of a memory issue, and I'm a big fantasy person, so I make things up to be probably better than what they actually are. But all I remember is this beautiful man in front of me that just said, I love you and everything, and that was the main part for me.
I don't remember exactly what I said. I remember clarifying it afterwards because you looked at me. I didn't feel that look of passionate love that you're sort of
See?
describing.
Look what the female brain does.
It was a passionate moment. The and everything
It was not.
just sounds like a really big cop-out. And I'm like, no, that is not what I said.
Yeah, we made it out to be something else.
Anyway, and it spontaneously turned into us going,
It is.
how about
It's
we
our
make
thing.
a podcast out of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just in passing now, we're like, I love you and everything. I think if anyone heard it, they'd be like, wow, what a sad couple.
I think it should be like a code word now throughout podcasting.
Done.
If we start going down a path where it's just like, too much, pump the brakes.
Yeah.
Just go, baby, I love you and everything.
It's the ...
The ... We'll come back to that another time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know you're going to relate.
So I've got a script here. I'm just going to read off it.
See, I think you're better with the script. I'm better on the spot, which means you get to take the lead. I know you like that.
I know we've got different I know we've got different views on people that we follow and different podcasts, people that we read.
Very much so.
One person I really like is Joe Rogan. The quote from Joe Rogan was along the lines, and I don't want to butcher it now, it's not about the dollars in our bank account that makes us happy. It's about how we actually make others feel. That brings happiness to us. My experience coming into this relationship with you and
2 kids.
2 kids
Yeah.
is we've felt everything from love to joy to
Frustration.
vulnerability,
confusion. Oh, so much vulnerability.
confusion, definitely.
Yeah. Might I add, I have the 2 kids. There's no kids on the other side.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Coming into it with all this roller coasters that we've been through in the short time that we have been together. Yeah, we're coming up to 10 months. How are you feeling with
The dynamics.
the dynamics?
Well, we've gone through a lot from someone who moved in downstairs to the apartment block I was living in.
So can we just pause on that?
Yeah.
Howdy, everybody.
Hey.
We kind of got distracted during the podcast. I know we said right there, you just heard us say that we're going to talk about the whole dynamics and everything of how we make this work in the co-parenting.
But we do love talking, and I open up lots of boxes. You open up the box this time, which was,
yeah,
on
true.
that, how did we meet? Which is probably a better idea, because we should give you an intro about
who
us
we are,
and who we
yeah.
are, how we met, before we start talking about the dynamics of how things are working.
Yeah.
Okay.
So enjoy the rest, and next episode we're going to be coming at you really, really, well, not intense, but intimate.
Intimate.
Really
Vulnerable.
and intimate around how we actually manage this, how with even the age difference, not having kids and being
A
a
blended
mother,
family.
just a blended family, how we're making it work and how we're thriving
Yeah.
and loving. I love you.
Love you. And everything.
And everything. Can you actually share that story about
How I got there?
how you got there, and then I'll share how I got there and the universe bringing us
yeah.
together?
I'm going to shorten it. This is a big thank you to my old dog, Bella. I'm a very spontaneous person who has an idea and acts on it there and then, thinking it's great and doesn't really think anything else. I just think, this is great. I'm going to do this. I'm going to act on it there and then. And I jumped in and found a dog that was a rescue that I really, really wanted. And unfortunately, I was told that she was a lap dog. You'll find out why I said unfortunately.
Yeah.
She was a lap dog. She was a home dog. She's so good at being at home. And then I got the absolute opposite. So I got this beautiful dog, and she brought so much joy and love into a family that was healing from a separation, a divorce. So my 7-year-old and my 9-year-old had this dog, and it just changed. It was just part of their healing. But this dog was suffering with being an indoor dog. And I had a neighbour who dogged me in for having the dog. I didn't know it was a big deal at the time.
What a dog act.
Look, I was spontaneous and probably should have asked around first, so I take part blame for this. And I get an email from the real estate saying you have 4 weeks to get out of the property. And I was like, oh, they can't do that. You know, they can't kick me out until I found a home. Well, in the lease it said there's no dogs, and I didn't read that part properly because there were other dogs in the building. So I was just like, yeah, cool, I'm pet friendly. Apartment, but that was not the case. So I was in a mad rush, and I went every weekend and Wednesday afternoons to so many different apartments to try and find a new home. Where we live, there are not a lot of places that want a dog, a single mother on one wage, and 2 children. And I don't blame people. Like, if I had an apartment myself and I had a whole lot of applications, I'm going to go with the people that don't have the dog that could possibly ruin the floorboards, the kids that could put holes in the walls, or the person with one wage who might not be able to pay the rent. So I get it, but it was really hard. So I'm give my heart to anyone out there that is going through that, because it is so difficult.
Cheers to you.
Yep. And I got down to 4 days to go before I was being kicked out. And I was like, oh, I'm going to have to move in with my grandmother who's in her 90s, which would have been okay, but it would have meant moving and then moving again, and that sounded like too exhausting. And I found this apartment and this lovely real estate agent, which was kind of hard to find. Like, she was really sympathetic and she wanted to help me out. Long story short, she said, we'll take you on, you can move in, the apartment's yours, dog and kids. And she worked her magic to make that happen. So she was like a bit of a guardian angel. Yeah. I cried. I was just so thankful that all the 4 weeks of stress just came out and she copped it all. And she was like, hey, everything's okay. Like, you know, that nice pat. Yeah. Like, yep, it's okay.
It's all right. I'm here, except the other way around.
Yeah. So the universe better look after her because she did a good thing. Yeah, so I move into this apartment and super happy. And then people start moving out. And someone else moves in downstairs.
Yeah, I think you left out a key detail there too. You had a prediction or another guardian angel.
What about knowing that's okay? So my intuition has moments in life where it's really strong, and other times where I'm like, hey, where are you? Help me out here. And it kicked in one day really strong, and I was like, a guy is going to move in, and I can feel that I'm really going to like this person. I wonder who it's going to be. Every time there was an inspection, I was like, had a little look at who was moving in, but didn't actually see you there. We'll explain later. And I remember ringing my sister, and my sister and I are very open about everything that we feel intuitively and spiritually. And I told her, like, oh, I feel like someone's going to move in and I'm going to have something to do with him. And, my sister, being who she is, supportive and like, yeah, that sounds really cool. And then boom, I'm getting ready for work and I'm like, okay, got to get the kids to before school care. It's 7:30. I'm walking down the stairs and I can hear the kids talking to someone. I'm like, oh, there's someone in downstairs and he sounds really good with the kids. It was just my daughter. I was actually walking down with my son and yeah, really friendly. I remember seeing your face and thinking, okay, this is dangerous. And you are a great communicator, really good with kids, confident, bubbly, energetic, and a fresh energy in my life, just like that. And I thought, I'm really gonna like this guy. I'm gonna get to know him. But did the whole safeguard thing in my head where I thought, we're just going to be really good flatmates. We might hook up, but we're just going to leave it at that. I'm a mum with 2 kids.
Yeah.
Get in my car with my kids and my son, who's never really mentioned anything about any males that have crossed paths with me in the street, turns to me and says, I like him, Mum. And he gives me this look. And I thought, I didn't know what to say at that moment. Yeah, he was really nice, but my heart was still just pounding. Like, oh my God. I knew that I liked him straight away. But at the same time, sensible mother, calm down, you know, don't know who this person is. He's a complete stranger. You know, kids to consider here. And basically couldn't wait to get home. And here you are.
Here I am. Here we are.
A lot has happened in the short amount of time we've been together. I feel like we have gone through so many big life changes that people have in a lifespan of at least 4 or 5 years of their relationship.
Yep.
And we copped it. Copped it? We went through it. We experienced
Copped
it.
it, yeah, thanks, mate.
No, not copped it. We've experienced it in a short amount of time.
It was beautiful. And to share my half, how I coinkadinkily ended up downstairs.
It's a cute word.
Coinkadinkily?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just made it up. I'll put that on the t-shirt, I think.
Yeah.
Coinkadinkily. Maybe with Ned Flanders on there or something. I'm going to get in touch with Simpsons.
Definitely.
I was in Alice Springs, Northern Territory, which used to be a very beautiful place to live and still has very beautiful scenery and a lot of culture. But right now, politically, it's just not a very safe place to be. I was there with my partner at the time. It was getting so violent, dangerous. I wanted to get us out of there. I did, and brought us across to Lismore, where we had friends of hers who could put us up. And I had work coming in from on the border to Queensland, so it wasn't too far away. Everything sort of went downhill. The qualifications that I had were no longer in date. Lismore got flooded, so we lost a lot of everything. Our options were kind of unlimited. So eventually, partner then went back to Alice Springs to stay with her family, and I came to Sydney to stay with my family. Got back into work. My partner and I ended up separating. I got my place, and I got told that it was going to be really difficult to find a place to get into.
Yeah, definitely.
But
going into spring as well.
Yeah.
Because we're near the coast, so there's a lot of people that move in this area during the summer. And it's a fight. Like, you always have to put like an extra $20 on what they're asking just to get it.
Apparently.
Yeah, but you just... Magic was on your side.
I took a week off of work because I came up positive with COVID. So I was like, beautiful. And I am right into my gaming. Where I was staying with my auntie, couldn't facilitate a gaming desk. So I said, I'm getting a new place to stay. And the next day I had a place to stay. The first one I looked at was downstairs with my roommate then. She had already moved in and was just looking for someone to fill the other room. 2 days later, I was in because she was away with her boyfriend.
Yeah.
And my gaming was all set up. I saw this blonde beauty walking around and I'm going, yeah, I need to meet her. I was single now. And then I heard she had 2 kids and I thought, well, let's meet the kids and just have a chat, see where things goes. And
So I thought you would run away with 2 kids.
especially me, a lot of my
Yeah.
friends would have thought the same thing because I never wanted kids.
Yeah.
I've got my own personal traumas that I'm working through, that we're working through.
Yeah.
Kids were never on the radar, even though my whole family, friends were like, "Oh, you'd be a great dad. You're gonna be a dad one day. You'll get through that."
Yeah.
A lot of them were right in the end, I guess.
Yeah.
Because here we are in this family that we have.
Yeah.
It's been a beautiful dynamic. So
And there's a bit of an age gap here as well. So, you know, you're 27 and there's not many 27-year-olds that are willing.
27 in like 10 months.
Yeah. And I'm
28
38.
soon.
Or just turned 38, just to clarify that. So we had a 10-year gap now, a little bit more.
Yeah, it's grown over time.
And yeah, to be honest, 27-year-olds aren't really keen on taking a family role, especially ones that didn't want kids.
Yeah.
So yeah, something happened to you. I put a magic spell on you, didn't I?
You must have.
Yeah.
There's all your powers coming out.
My powers.
Yeah. Guess just not all 27-year-olds just switched on enough to see a great opportunity with a beautiful person and go, I need to hold on to that.
Yeah, and to be honest, I have friends in their late 30s that say, oh, you know, that's young. Like, does he really want the family life? Your maturity and your emotional maturity is very strong for 27. I didn't have that at 27. I was too worried about friends and not having responsibilities. Yeah. Just loved the fairy life, let's call it that.
Yeah. Just being up in the air and up in the clouds.
Yeah, I'm a more
Bouncing through
flowy
life.
person.
Flowy.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's how it worked. I have to backtrack there. I got lost with the dog thing. The dog is what brought me to that apartment to meet you. So
Yes.
I still thank my dog for that.
Yes, Bella.
Bella.
Yes.
To Bella.
Where's your coffee? Cheers to Bella.
Cheers. Sorry.
Talking about being flowy though.
Talk about being a flowy,
Talking about flow. That
Yeah.
actually takes us on to the topic of our next episode.
which is about
Well, it's a bit like a
periods.
yes, it's a bit like a nature documentary.
Yeah,
you know?
flow is such a nice word for it. I wish it was. No, I'm on the path to making it more of a flow.
We're gonna make it a flow. We're gonna make that the stream.
Mm.
Are the one
A
as well?
stream and a flow. And I have to thank. No, we'll keep this for the next episode
we'll keep
because
that for
I
the
have
next- no
someone that I want to
spoilers.
thank for that,
Yes.
and I need to mention her name.
And the reason why I say it's going to be a bit like a nature documentary isn't, a stab at you. You're fine.
I said yes, like yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Just, yeah.
Stunning.
We'll talk later.
I'm also saying because we're going to be exploring the whale, the bear, the eagle, and the otter,
Which are all phases.
which are all phases
Of the female cycle.
of the female.
Which you have tuned in on really well.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that you've got female friends that you're teaching about it.
I was raised by females. Yeah, my
See?
sister, my mum.
I was onto something when I met you.
He
Yeah.
cooks, he cleans.
He does.
Yeah, he leaves his stuff lying
He
around.
just needs to hang up his clothes more often. But that's also another topic of conversation.
Yeah, we'll get into that in the next one as well.
Yeah.
I did have a quote that I want to end it on.
Yeah.
This last one from Russell Brand, a quote of his. It's difficult to believe in your... Actually, can I do a Russell Brand voice? Pommy. He's pommy, but he's like a bit fun with it.
I love Russell Brand.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to do it in a bit of an English accent, right? It's going to not sound like Russell Brand because I can't nail it on the first shot. But give it a go. It's difficult to believe in yourself because the idea of self is an artificial construction. So join us in this podcast journey.
You lost the accent.
No, well, because I'm reading it now for
Yeah.
me. So, anyway, join us in this podcast journey. We're going to be putting out episodes consistently. Yeah, this is like the reach out part
Yeah,
to say,
okay,
please
okay.
hit the
That's
like,
not the
hit the
Russell Brand
subscribe. Yeah,
I
Russell
don't
Brand was the
think so.
accent before. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll do more accents.
well.
Thanks.
I love your accents.
Yeah. I know which one you particularly like. Actually, there's a few of them.
Yeah, Brian's hot.
Yeah. We'll bring Brian out next time. Huh?
Oh, babe.
Maybe we could do, that could be part of a series where you just interview the different
I'll
personalities
interview.
I have.
Yeah, all the split personalities.
I like the way you hold my hand like that too.
Could be interesting.
Yeah.
I get so shy around Brian though. I can't believe this is a thing.
Stay tuned. Oh, baby. That was amazing.
You happy?
I loved it.
Good.